Rosie, to make a duck enchilada, you need to roast a duck. And I've got a great little duck over here. It comes in a packet. But what you do if you're going to roast a duck is take it out of the packet, I'll remove the neck and the wings and let it dry out in the fridge overnight. That way the skin becomes a little bit drier and it will crisp up beautifully. Now, the spices we're going to use to flavour it is white pepper. We'll put that in there. I've got some cumin powder that's been dried and toasted, some coriander that's been dried and toasted, in that goes, and some cayenne pepper as well, which gives it a little bit of a spice. Pop that in there, Rosie. There we go. And, of course, some salt. Salt loves meat, meat loves salt, and duck loves salt in particular. Now, Rosie, there's a fork there. I want you to mix it around to combine all those spices and the salt. And while you're doing that, I'll grab a little bit more salt and pop it into the vent here, or the opening, so it flavours from the inside.
So you basically made your own rub, have you? Yeah.
Exactly. I'll grab some of this spice rub and pop it into the centre there so that you get the flavour coming from the inside out. It bastes itself and flavours itself while it's cooking all over.
Because the natural fats will come out, right? So...
Exactly. And with the outside of it, I just rub a little bit of this spice mix on the skin. You'll have a nice brown colour to it, and it will flavour the whole kitchen with this lovely spice mix. And I'll pat the last little bits in. Can you smell it? The spice mix is really strong.
Yeah, the spice mix is nice. I'd actually use that spice mix on, like, tofu or something like that.
You could use it on tofu, but if you really want to get the flavour out of it, Rosie, then nothing beats a good duck.
Yeah.
Now, put these little legs together here like this, and with the string, I just tie it around like this, once and twice, and you can tie it down to the bottom. Now, once you've got your duck tied up like this, with the legs nicely held together, it helps it to cook nice and evenly. Just grab your roasting tray like this, and I've got one of these fancy ones with a rack in it. Into the middle it goes. Now, I've preheated my oven to 195 degrees Celsius. I know that this duck will take about 55 minutes to an hour to cook, but we have to make the sauce, and that will be a lot of fun. Okay, onion and garlic nicely chopped. Now, the duck is roasting in the oven, and it's about half an hour till we take it out. So we're going to get the sauce ready. Rosie, this sauce is nice and easy to make. I've got some extra virgin olive oil, some onion and garlic goes into the pot here, and we'll get it sizzling away. I'll turn that up a little bit. Already some sizzle going on. And to that, I'm going to add the rest of the spice mix.
Genius.
Because we had all that lovely flavour, there's no point wasting it. In it goes.
Absolutely.
Now, to that, I'll add some chilli, some coriander, some tomato. But you're going to make the filling for the enchilada, or the base. You've got your red onions there already diced. I want you to chop that coriander, the chives, the beans and the cheese all mixed in with that rice. And we'll get that ready to go with the duck. So we'll pull the duck apart. Now, the jalapeno chilies are delicious. I'll just cut these in half, and I'll just keep them nice and chunky, and all the seeds in them as well, because we want it nice and hot, don't we?
Spicy. We like spicy.
The hotter the better, and the jalapenos have a lovely flavour. These red chilies are fantastic as well. Not as hot as the jalapeno, but they have a lovely flavour. You could blend them up, or you could use just about any sort of chilli. But me, I love these fresh chilies, so in they go.
I love the jalapeno because most people can handle it. It's not too bad. It's a different type of taste, isn't it?
It's a warmish sort of heat, isn't it? And I'll just stir that around. Now, I love coriander, or if we're in Mexico, we call it cilantro. That is one of the loveliest flavours. Nice and fresh, but it's amazing how many people don't like it. So if you want to have more enchilada for yourself, put lots and lots of coriander in it. And all the people that don't like it won't come anywhere near it. In goes the coriander.
Want cheese in here?
Throw it in there.
Mixing it all through, this is great, nice
Mix
and
it all
simple.
through. Now, to that, I'll add about 500 mils of chopped tomato. If you've got fresh tomato, you can throw that in as well, or passata. It doesn't really matter, but you need a little bit of tomato sauce. This is some passata here, which is nice and thick. I'll add about 200-300 mils of that. Now, I'll just turn that down to a gentle simmer now, Rosie.
I've gone rogue. I'm just salt, pepper.
Load it up. It's a fully loaded enchilada with duck in it and sauce. We'll mix that together. We'll give that duck a few minutes to cool down and finish off, and then we'll put the whole thing together. But we got to clean this up first, don't we?
Yeah.
Might take a while. Rosie, we've got everything ready. Our sauce has been simmering away, and I'll just tap the spoon and remove the spoon from the pot. We've got our rice, bean and cheese mixture with lots of herbs in there and some lime. I've even got a vegetarian version over there for you.
Sweet.
But we have to pull apart the duck, and I'll just cut that little bit of string off there and make sure you remove it. You must remove the string because it is a little bit chewy.
Yeah.
Now, the rest of the duck we just pull apart like this. You can see beautiful, moist, duck coming apart like that. The meat
It's crunchy too.
It is,
Yeah,
and the
crispy.
meat just comes off the bone. Now, I'm just going to tear the meat off the bone and pop it onto this plate here, but it looks good.
Couldn't help yourself, could you?
Oh, it's delicious and has that real Mexican sort of flavour. This will take a few minutes to pull apart, then we'll chop it all up and we'll get on with making our duck enchiladas. Okay, Rosie, the duck is mixed in beautifully with the rice and everything else. Now it's time to bring the whole thing together. Now, let's just slide this over a little bit. And Rosie, what we need to do is put some sauce in the bottom because that keeps it nice and moist and has that beautiful flavour coming up through the bottom of it. Cover the bottom of your baking dish with the sauce. It looks luscious and rich and flavoursome.
Smells very rich.
And lots of chilli in there as well, and then spread that out a little bit. Now you grab your tortilla like this. You know what to do with this, don't you?
Oh, I'll be led. Don't worry about that.
And then put a nice amount of the duck and bean in there. Now put cheese in the mixture because I want the cheese to melt as it cooks. And then it's a matter of just rolling it up. It's kind of like a Mexican cannelloni. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Absolutely.
And all we do is load them up with all of our mixture till we fill the bottom of our trays and a bit of sauce on the top, some cheese on top of that, and then into the oven for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes till it's nice and golden brown and ready to eat. This will be delicious, Rosie. Look at that, Rosie. Ready to go. A bit of sauce on the top of it.
You could use that sauce for absolutely loads of things, like lasagna.
Keep on going. The dip, you could just do anything with it. Toss any bit of pasta through it or rice.
Don't forget mine.
Oh, I'll put some on yours as well, don't worry. I'll just pour that last little bit, nice and saucy, lots of flavour in there. Load the cheese on there because we want it to taste nice and melt over the top of it.
You got
Go
it.
crazy. Use it all up. Use it like you stole it, Rosie. Now, my oven is pre-set at 180 degrees Celsius. We're going to pop this in the oven, as I said before, about 30 to 40 minutes, but it's nice and golden melted and nice and hot on the inside. We know it's cooked. Into the oven we go, Rosie. Rosie, it smells fantastic, doesn't it?
It really does.
Now, I'm just going to dig into mine and pull 2 big enchiladas out.
I'm going to dig into mine then.
Exactly. You've got to loosen them off a little bit because it's been baking in the oven for a while and it's nicely bound together. Oh, look at that.
That's nice. It's a bit crisp, isn't it?
It is, it is. Now, of course, you need some sour cream on top of it. You can't have an enchilada without sour cream. On it goes like that, nice big chunk of it. I've got some little bit of fluffy herbs on top to make it look nice and pretty.
I love you've done the enchilada, and I think we need to bring back the popularity of the enchilada because it's delicious.
And that juicy duck in there. It's really moist and tender. It's just falling apart, and it goes so well with the whole enchilada. It's a beautiful, beautiful dish.
That is sensational without the duck, so I'm sure it's amazing with it.
10 times better.